I'm gonna show you my exact method that I've used to generate over $4 million to this day on my Amazon store, but it's also the same method that all my students have used to help them generate over $100,000 a year or even over $100,000 per month on Amazon FBA. Some of them were actually able to do this in less than 90 days. If you're wanting to scale an online business, quit your job, or start a side hustle, then this video is for you. Let's get right into it. And just so we're clear, this is not theory, right? This is not something that I did 2 years ago and stopped. I'm literally in my warehouse right now filming this, and I'm still doing this to this day, right? These are real students, real Amazon stores, and we're getting real money. Last year, my Amazon store did over $1.4 million without running a single ad. And the system there was that it was my employees receiving all the inventory in this warehouse, prepping all the products, and I had virtual assistants that were sourcing the products, looking for good products to buy. So it doesn't really matter what your situation is right now, whether you're working a 9 to 5, whether you have no Amazon experience whatsoever, or whether you only have $500 or $5,000 to start. I've had a student in your position, and I've worked with a lot of people in a lot of different journeys. And at the end of the day, we're building something real, right? Like Julian, he was able to quit his job in under 2 months, and he crossed over $100,000 in under 3 months. Juan and John, they passed over $50,000 in less than 91 days. And Andres did over $100,000 while working as a server at a restaurant. So again, everything I'm gonna go over, right, you're able to replicate and do for your own. And again, it does not matter your prior experience or where you are right now. Let me start with the most important thing I can tell you, and that's something that trips up a lot of new Amazon sellers when they're starting off, and that is that revenue is not your business, profit is your business. And I see this constantly. Someone joins a community and makes their first $10,000 in a month, right? And they think that they're killing it. So then when they pull up their Sellerboard, right, which is our software to see how much money you're making, right, after all the Amazon fees, after all the cost of goods sold, after all the shipping and the prep center, they netted what, like $2,000? That's not a business, right? That's just a job that costs you money to show up. Before we talk about anything else, we need to talk about that number that actually matters, right? Net profit. And that's how much money you're keeping, right? After all expenses, that's money going to your bank after everything. Here's a simple example. You find a product on Walmart for $18 and it sells on Amazon for $42. The fees are around $9. So you make around $15 net. Now you do that 555 times a month, you've generated $8,333 in net profit, which is crossing the $100,000 a year mark. Now that's 555 units across your entire store in a month. That's not 555 different products. That could be just 10 products selling 55 units each, which is under 2 sales per day per product. So that is a completely realistic number. I started doing that way early on. So did a lot of students in my community. But first, I want to show you why most people never get there. And it has to do with Amazon in general. So here's what I see constantly from people who try Amazon FBA without a system. They find products manually, they spend hours every day scanning, buying, prepping, shipping. They are basically doing every single step themselves. And when they hit $8,000 in revenue in a month and think they made it, I then ask them the best question in the world. How many hours did you put into this? And they typically say 60, 70, 80 hours. So you made $8,000 in revenue, netted maybe around $2,000 and worked 80 hours to get there. If you stop working, you stop making money. Your store does not run without you. You can't take a week off. You can't get sick because the moment you literally stop working is when the machine stops, right? You stop making money. This is what I call the slave trap. And it's where a lot of Amazon sellers get stuck for years. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with doing this in the beginning. I mean, you actually should do this. I recommend everybody to understand all the aspects of your business, but always make it the goal to not have to do it later on, right? When we're able to leverage ourselves to get out of that whole system, right? That is why not just me, but a lot of individuals I've worked with are able to do this because the goal from day one is to build a system, not to build a job. The system works like this. It's virtual assistants that are doing the sourcing for you, right? They're searching products 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Then you have a prep center, receive the inventory, label, and ship out all the products to Amazon. And then you have softwares like Sellerboard that will give you the profit on your dashboard. And then you even have a virtual assistant organize all the different products that you're purchasing, all in the back end, right? And your job is to manage the entire system, check the numbers, make buying decisions, which could also be delegated, and just stack more winning products so that way you keep making more money on a monthly basis. So when Julian crossed 6 figures in under 3 months, he did it all, but now he has a system, right? He has a virtual assistants, he has employees in his warehouse, the tools, all running together while he focused on finding the next winning product. And that's what we're building, right? Not a job, but an actual business. Now, I want to talk about something that almost nobody in the Amazon FBA space teaches, and it's basically the reason why some sellers sellers constantly find winning products while others keep buying inventory that just sits there, right? That nobody wants to buy. Think about the people who shop on Amazon. Not all of them are in there with the same mindset. When they arrive on the platform, some people are browsing, right? They have no intention to buy. They saw something on social media, they're curious, they're just looking, right? These are what we call low awareness buyers. Now, there's some people that are actively searching, they know what they want, right? They want the product, maybe a kitchen gadget, maybe a fitness item, but they haven't decided which one yet. So these are like your typical mid-awareness buyers. And some people are ready to buy right now. They're taking out the card from their wallet. They know exactly what they want. They've already made the decision before they even got on the platform. So they just need the best price and the fastest delivery. These are high awareness buyers. Here's a mistake that I see a lot of Amazon sellers make, that they try to source products that only appeal to low awareness buyers, or they go so niche that they only reach a tiny awareness audience. Both of these are wrong, right? Low awareness products generate traffic, but not buyers, right? Too niche, not enough volume to generate consistent sales. You want to be able to purchase products that are consistently selling every single day. The sweet spot is mid to high awareness products. Things people already know they want, right? These are your established brand name products, your proven categories, and products with 3+ months of consistent sales ranks on Keepa. That's why we use Keepa. Every time before I purchase on Keepa, it tells me exactly where on the awareness ladder a product lives, right? Is there consistent demand month by month? Is it seasonal? Is it declining? A product that spikes once and drops is a low awareness trend. We don't touch those. A product that has sold 50+ units a month for the past 6 months, that is a mid to high awareness product, right? There's already proven demand. There's already proven buyers. We want to buy that because we're going to be able to sell it really good. The difference between sourcing randomly and sourcing with a system is why my students, even the ones who pretty much just started and have no prior e-commerce experience or zero Amazon experience, are able to find winning products faster than most sellers I've seen been in the game for years, right? Let me actually give you the actual framework. This is the step-by-step process that I use and I teach inside my community. Basically, before I buy a single unit or any product in general, I first go on SellerAmp and I pull up that product on the Amazon listing and try to see what are the best Amazon listings for that product. And I see how many units that product is selling per month on Amazon, right? I also want to go ahead and see the buy box history, the category, whether it's restricted, and most importantly, my profit margin, right? After all Amazon fees. My minimum threshold is 30% return on investment. And if SellerAmp shows anything less than 30%, I'm not going to do it, right? There's no exceptions. There are way too many products on Amazon to waste time on thin margins. And step number 2 is my Keepa. On my Keepa software, I'm going to pull up the 6-month chart, whatever time frame I want to look at. And I want to see, have sales been declining? Was there ever a spike? Was there ever any drop? I want to see stability. I want to see something that's very consistent and getting better throughout time. Step 3 is my buy box. And as well as how many other people are competing on that same product. If there is a product that is, per se selling 50 units a month and there's only 2 or 3 sellers on that product, that's healthy competition. But let's say there's 15 sellers, right? The buy box rotation is going to be brutal. Sales velocity is going to be low and price is probably going to go down. So your margins are going to get destroyed. Step number 4 is test buy. Never go big on the first buy, right? So an example of 50+ sales and 2 or 3 sellers, just buy 10, right? And see what happens. Ship them to your house, ship them to your prep center, and get them live on Amazon. See how fast they sell. And then you're going to see what your actual sell through rate is, whether the margin holds in practice, and you're going to be able to get your final numbers, right? Number 5 is scale. The test buy, if it goes good, then we want to go ahead and buy more, right? If everything clears out and we're getting good buy box, you just want to go ahead and purchase more. And the thing about step 5 is a lot of people are scared. When they go ahead and purchase 50 units, when they should actually purchase 300, they're losing money. So don't be afraid of a winning product if it shows good data. The data tells you which one you're looking at. So the 5-step process is what John and Juan ran every single day for 90 days. And that's how they were able to hit $50,000 in sales, right? It's not luck. It's all a process. Okay. So let's run through the math because I want you to see exactly how realistic this is. And then I want to show you what the number that should actually excite you looks like. Let's start with $100,000 a year, which in my honest opinion, right, it's a really good starting point, right? Not a destination. $100,000 a year by 12 months equals to $8,333 a month in net profit. Now, let's say you average net profit per unit It's $12. That's a conservative number. For online arbitrage done correctly, 8,333 divided by $12 per unit means you need to sell exactly approximately 695 units per month, or 695 units across your entire catalog. So let's say you have 12 active products, right? That's 58 units per product per month. Under 2 units per day per product, 2 sales a day per product on Amazon that has over 210 million Prime members and does almost $2 billion a day in sales, with FBA handling the shipping, right? Your repricer keeping you in the buy box 24/7. That's not impossible. That is an entirely achievable number for someone who has been running this system correctly for 60 to 90 days. Julian was there in 87 days, and Andres was there while still working as a server. John and Juan close to there in just under 91 days. I surpassed that in less than 3 months. Now, let me show you what $100,000 a month looks like, because this is what I want you thinking about. So $100,000 divided by $12 net profit per unit, that equals 8,333 units per month. That's 278 units per day across your catalog. Spread across 30 products, that's roughly 9 units per day. Aggressive, but achievable at scale. Your VAs source more products, more winning SKUs, means more volume, right? And that's without more of your time. The prep center handles the volume. There are prep centers out there that can do 15,000 units per day. They're already built. Every product is being added to your catalog and it compounds. So this is how you go from $8,000 a month to $100,000 a month. Let me stop talking about methodology for a second and just show you what's actually impossible inside my community. Julian, no Amazon experience, hated his job, joined a community and used the same exact system I just showed you. And in 87 days later, he did over $100,000 and he was able to quit his job in under 2 months. John and Juan started with retail arbitrage physically, right? Going to the retail stores like Ross, Marshalls, Dollar Tree, scanning all the different products and seeing the Amazon listings. And in under 91 days, they were able to pass $50,000. Andres, still while working as a server, was able to pass $100,000. He didn't quit his job. He made a side hustle while working his job and then quit. Javi literally started with $1,000 and is now doing over $48,000 per month. So this system is extremely repeatable. And like me, right? I was born in Ecuador. I was raised by a single mom. I did not come from money whatsoever. I worked at McDonald's. I dropped out of college. I got denied a promotion at my job. And that's basically what made me want to start Amazon. I went out with $700 in my own cash. I found Fila shoes in Foot Locker. And in 59 days, I surpassed $70,000 and I quit my job in 3 months. You know, now I'm in this 13,000 square foot warehouse. I was able to buy my dream car, a McLaren, at 23 years old. And I'm not sharing this to impress you. I'm sharing it because you need to know the results, right? This is all real. This is all repeatable and it's available to you right now. So I've had 156 students inside my community. These are real numbers, real proof, and this is the methodology that works. The only question is whether you apply it. So here's where you are right now. You have the full method, you know the model, right? Online arbitrage, Amazon FBA, you know the tools, the softwares that I went over, you know the 5-step sourcing system. You also know the math, right? From $100,000 a year to $100,000 a month. Everything I just gave you is enough to start. You can go out there and open up your Seller Central account, get all your software, start sourcing products, make your first buy, and in 30 days, you're gonna be doing more than in a year of watching videos about it. All you have to do is really go out there and take action, because most people don't, and the path is real, right? It works. It just takes longer when you try to figure it out alone, or you click the link in the description and book a call with me directly. On that call, I'll go over your specific situation, right? Your capital, your schedule, your experience, and I'll tell you exactly what I would do if I were your shoes, where you are right now in your journey. So I'll see you on the other side on my community where my 156 students are, where I go over my complete system. You'll have direct access to me. You've already seen what Julian did in 87 days, what Juan and John did in 91 days, and what Andres did in while still working a job, basically. So the decision is yours. Whatever you choose, do it with everything you have. Half in is the same as not in, right? I myself, I started with $700 and a pair of Fila shoes, and you have everything you need.